Yeah, you know what it is.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collegeville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. Purple and white, but you know what I mean. Double 11 senior year made history. Football, we took it to the playoffs. Collegeville, white and purple, yeah, we are the K-House. I said the K-House, the school of champions. We laugh a lot, we rap a lot. I'm at Sabia, Indian, again, I'm telling them that Collegeville is where it's at. So when we on the field of court, they better be aware of that. They scared of that, of course. Look at the ceiling. What up, Mr. Floyd? Yeah, Collegeville. And yes, I'm glad to say that I'm a K-Hawk. I'm about to graduate. You know what it is. Collegeville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
White and purple, yeah, I know you see it. You see the chaos and you tell yourself you wanna be it. I go to CHS, so I am a champ. I ran this game so long I'm starting to get a stomach cramp. Class of 1 2, but we're number 1. Shout out to all my juniors, yeah, you know we get it done. White and purple, you already know. It's little easy peasy and that boy lay low.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collegeville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
I'm about my white and purple. Scarface and DJ Screw. We on the peak of the mountain, best at what we do. Yeah, we the champs, homie, but we ain't selling shoes. These boys bleeding purple, call us the cheapin' crew. Ain't no gotta do it big, cause I don't play with sports. I play my cards right. Now a good report. When Dub 12 comes, it's time to roll off. I'm in the back cause everybody rolling with me. K-Hawks.
Yeah, you know what it is.
Look, all the freshmen, all the fresh boys,
High school, champions.
yeah, they know what it is.
All around my town, everything is
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
we shut it down for the school and the sports team.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collegeville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
And a very good evening to everyone, and welcome to the McKendree Recplex here in O'Fallon, Illinois. My name is Todd Duke. We have some more Kahok hockey coming up for you. If my hotspot will cooperate, it's trying to. I've moved it about 12 times while that opening was running, and it's going up, it's going down, it's going up, it's going down. And hopefully we'll get it situated, or it'll do its thing. I don't even know what else I can do at this point. Thus is the trials and tribulations of people like me that live stream high school sports. When you don't have a good Wi-Fi connection at these places, you have to rely on your hotspot, and sometimes the reliability of that hotspot doesn't want to cooperate with you. But anyway, we will try to soldier on along here as we can. So this one's going to be between Collinsville and O'Fallon. The Kahawks come into this contest at 0-3. They are coached by Craig Duffy. He's into his 4th year and has a record of 31-49-5. The O'Fallon Panthers, they come in here the opposite. They are 3-0 on the year, and they have a first-year head coach. His name is William Contalano. So the Kahawks are still searching for that elusive first win of the young season, and the last couple of games, Collinsville's had their chances to do just that. After starting the 2025-2026 campaign with a 6-1 loss to Columbia on opening night, the Kahawks come up just short in their second game against Freeburg-Waterloo in a game we had here for you. The two teams were locked in a 2-2 tie deep into the final period with only about 94 seconds remaining. Freeburg-Waterloo would go ahead on a fluke goal that Collinsville goalie Ezra Fryman misplayed to give the Raging Bulldogs a 3-2 lead. Freeburg-Waterloo would add 2 empty net goals to inflate that final score to what the final was of 5-2. Tuesday night at the Edwardsville Ice Arena, East Alton, Ice Arena, Collinsville took a 3-2 lead into the third period in that game against Triad, but also took an ill-advised penalty after the second period was over, coupled with a previous penalty that was already held over from the second to the third, gave the Knights a 5-on-3 advantage, and Triad only needed 11 seconds to cash that in for the tying goal. 5 minutes later on another Knights power play, Triad scored again to go up 4-3, and just 12 seconds later, Triad scored one more to make the final score of that one 5-2, which stood as the final score. O'Fallon Panthers, they are coming off of a 22-7 season a year ago and marched all the way to the Mississippi Valley Club Hockey Association Finals, where they were swept in the championship series 2-0 at the hands of the defending champion Edwardsville Tigers. Fallon's only lost 4 regular season games last year, 2 each to Edwardsville and 2 each to Granite City. The Panthers got revenge on Granite City by knocking out the Warriors in the semifinals 2-1. O'Fallon was the only team to beat Edwardsville last year, a 5-3 win over Edwardsville in the second game of the 24-25 season. Edwardsville would win 25 of their next 26 games with a 1-1 tie against Vianney, being the only non-win in that time. Edwardsville is now back-to-back champs and have knocked off O'Fallon in the finals in both of those seasons, and both of those were 2-game sweeps. This season is off to another good start for the Panthers, having run the table in the first 3 games. That started with a 4-3 win over East Alton Wood River in the season opener, followed by a 3-1 win over Columbia 1 week ago tonight. And the Panthers come into this game having blanked Highland 6-0 Monday night. O'Fallon is outscoring their opponents 13-4 in those 3 wins. All right, so we are starting our senior interviews. We have 5 seniors on this year's team, so we figured we might as well get started because some of these games we are not going to be able to have a interview in the pregame show. Well, those games when we have a 9 o'clock start and we have to wait for the crowd to clear out. That would be at Granite City or at East Alton. Here at the McKendree Recplex, we don't have that problem, and of course over at the RP Lumber Center we don't either because we're away from where the fans sit. So we're going to get that started tonight, and we're going to do so with our defensemen. We'll go in numerical order. That takes us to, first off, number 2 on the list, Benjamin Klein. And my conversation with young Mr. Klein will come your way right after we take a time out here on the LC's Pub pregame show on the Kahok Sports Network.
Looking for a little bite to eat in a nice, friendly establishment before heading out to a game? Look no further than LC's Pub in Caseyville. Just blocks from Collinsville High School, LC's Pub is the pub of choice for Kahok fans, before, after, or even during Kahok games. LC's Pub features a wide variety of traditional bar food like burgers and fries, chicken wings and chicken strips, appetizers like pepper jack mac and cheese bites, fried pickles, and green beans. Plus they have salads, fish, shrimp, and more. LC's Pub also features an outdoor patio, a gaming room, weekly poker tournaments, and a pool table, plus enough TVs for all the sports fans. And LC's Pub shows Kahok games live, as well as Blues and Cardinals games. LC's Pub, 605 North Main Street in Caseyville, right across the intersection from All Pro Tees. Call for carryout orders at 618-855-9007 and on Facebook at LC's Pub. LC's Pub, Kahok fans' pub of choice. VFW Post 1117 in Caseyville is one of the area's longest-running VFW posts. VFW Post 1117 in Caseyville is your place to meet and join other area veterans. Plus, VFW Post 1117 in Caseyville offers all kinds of activities to help our veterans, as well as engaging the public with fun, food, fellowship, and a great time for great causes.
blood drives, fundraisers, raffles, and a Queen of Hearts drawing every Wednesday night. Plus, VFW Post 11-17 in Caseyville has event space for your parties, celebrations, and other get-togethers. For more information, check out the VFW Post 11-17's Facebook page or call the Caseyville VFW at 618-344-9878.
Do you have a big land improvement project that requires some outside help? Call Petroff Trucking Company. The Petroff Companies have been shaping the metro area since 1975. Family owned and operated, Petroff Trucking Company can do the job and do it right. Hauling, excavating, and grading, they do that and more. Petroff Companies also has roll-off dumpster rentals. They also specialize in dirt and rock sales. Petroff Trucking Company can help you develop your land for your needs. Petroff Trucking Company. Check out their website, petrofftrucking.com, or give them a call, 618-797-6100. Petroff Trucking Company, shaping the metro area since 1975. Looking for a little bite to eat in a nice, friendly establishment before heading out to a game? Look no further than LC's Pub in Caseyville. Just blocks from Collinsville High School, LC's Pub is the pub of choice for Kahok fans, before, after, or even during Kahok games. LC's Pub features a wide variety of traditional bar food like burgers and fries, chicken wings and chicken strips, appetizers like pepper jack mac and cheese bites, fried pickles, and green beans. Plus they have salads, fish, shrimp, and more. LC's Pub also features an outdoor patio, a gaming room, weekly poker tournaments, and a pool table, plus enough TVs for all the sports fans. And LC's Pub shows Kahok games live as well as Blues and Cardinals games. LC's Pub, 605 North Main Street in Caseyville, right across the intersection from All Pro Tees. Call for carryout orders at 618-855-9007 and on Facebook at LC's Pub. LC's Pub, Kahok fans' pub of choice.
And we welcome you back into the LC's Pub pregame show here on the Kahok Sports Network. More ice hockey coming your way tonight as your Collinsville Kahawks return to the McKendree Recplex to take on the O'Fallon Panthers. And we're going to go ahead and begin our senior interviews. I've got 5 this year, so we're going to get underway in numerical order. That begins with number 2, Benjamin Klein, senior defenseman for your varsity Kahawks. All right, Ben. Let's start off by learning a little bit about your family. The parents, I met your mom Tuesday night, did a little bit of camera work for me for a little bit there at the Alton Ice Rink. So parents, siblings, and don't leave out any pets that you have.
Okay. Yeah, my parents are amazing. Always helped me, always, been there for me, done what I need to do for hockey. I got a little brother. He's on the team, freshman. Probably see him out there. And I also do have a dog. He actually just got surgery today. Both ACLs were torn, or however that works. Yeah, he's doing fine though.
What kind of dog and what's the name?
He's a pit bull, lab, whatever else. His name's Finn. He's a good dog.
So I'm imagining kind of stocky pit bull lab mix.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right, yeah, and you mentioned your younger brother, Sam. I've already seen him play a couple times. How cool is that for you in your senior year? You get to play varsity hockey with your brother.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. I mean, we've never played together. That's all. He's played as long as I have, and I'm sure my parents love it just as much as I do, but yeah.
Yeah, probably because they get to see you guys in the same place instead of 2 different places on 2 different days. All right, tell me your hockey story. Who got you started in the game of hockey, and how old were you?
Ooh, I think I just signed up by myself. Might have been with my cousin. I don't really remember. It was about 10-ish years ago, give or take. It's been so long, I don't remember, but.
All right, so have you always been a defenseman, or did you have a little forward time as well?
I really always played forward. I started playing defense mostly at high school just because it's wherever, I was needed, but I'm basically a defenseman now.
See, I kind of thought so because I was looking at your stats, and you've got 15 goals. You're getting ready to play your 59th game, and you had 12 goals your freshman year, and then things have kind of died off a little bit, probably because of the switch from forward to defense. So which one of those 2 do you prefer?
It's all the same to me. I like playing both as long as I'm out on the ice having fun.
All right, let's get to the My Favorite Things category. These are your favorite things, not mine. No one wants to learn about my favorite things. All right, give me your favorite sweet snack.
Ooh, ice cream or chocolate chip cookies.
Can't go bad with that. Favorite salty snack.
That's even harder. Probably any kind of chips, really.
Chips is always the good standby. I get chips and popcorn a lot, pretzels every once in a while. All right, favorite meal, breakfast, lunch, or dinner?
That's a hard one too. Probably just a good burger. Love a good burger.
All right, so you go out fast fooded, or you go to a restaurant, or does mom and dad cook a mean burger?
All three.
All right, takes me to the next one. What's your favorite restaurant?
Oh, probably I love a good Taco Bell. It's always good.
Good standby there. All right, favorite music genre. What kind of music do you like?
Country and rap. You know, any.
Country and rap. Those are two totally different genres, man. So do you have a favorite in either one of those categories?
No, not really. They're all on repeat. Either way.
All right, school stuff. How about your favorite class in school?
Gotta be PE. Always PE.
Gotta be PE. How about your least favorite class in school?
Oh, probably English. My writing and reading.
I get that a lot. No diss to the teacher, though, right?
No, not at all. Love my teachers.
All right, so outside of school, outside of hockey, what does Benjamin Klein do for fun?
It's really just been hockey for the last 10 years. I play video games, hang out with my friends. Other than hockey, that's about it.
So what do you do in the summertime?
Hockey, all summer.
Didn't even know that. All right, you are getting ready to graduate. That's why I'm interviewing you, because you're a senior. So what is next for Ben Klein after you graduate?
I'm going to college. Well, who knows what I'm majoring in? Who knows where I go? Looking like probably University of Arkansas right now, but who knows?
Is there more hockey in your future?
Probably not. Probably just find a men's league and call it there.
All right, have any shout-out? Shout-out time for you. Who out there would you like to say hi to?
All my teachers, parents, coaches, old teammates, everybody.
All right, you guys are 3 games into a season, still looking for that first win. Came really close against Freeburg the other night, came really close against Triad on Tuesday night. So tell me about the early start to your team, and I'm sure it's frustrating.
Yeah, we got some things to figure out, but we'll get it done. Everybody goes to practice. We'll get it figured out. We'll get it done.
All right, you got O'Fallon tonight, man, and those guys have not been very kind to you over the years. So what's it going to take to get a win against the Panthers tonight?
I think we just got to move the puck, get shots on net, and play our game. Nothing special.
Benjamin Klein, thank you for the visit, and good luck to you tonight, and good luck to you in your future.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That is number 2, Benjamin Klein on your roster. We'll take a break here on the LC's Pub pregame show. When we come back, starters and stats, all that and more coming your way next on the Kahok Sports Network.
Looking for a little bite to eat in a nice, friendly establishment before heading out to a game? Look no further than LC's Pub in Caseyville. Just blocks from Collinsville High School, LC's Pub is the pub of choice for Kahok fans, before, after, or even during Kahok games. LC's Pub features a wide variety of traditional bar food like burgers and fries, chicken wings and chicken strips, appetizers like pepper jack mac and cheese bites, fried pickles, and green beans. Plus they have salads, fish, shrimp, and more. LC's Pub also features an outdoor patio, a gaming room, weekly poker tournaments, and a pool table, plus enough TVs for all the sports fans. And LC's Pub shows Kahok games live, as well as Blues and Cardinals games. LC's Pub, 605 North Main Street in Caseyville, right across the intersection from All Pro Tees. Call for carryout orders at 618-855-9007 and on Facebook at LC's Pub. LC's Pub, Kahok fans' pub of choice.
And once again, we welcome you back here to the McKendree Redplex. I moved that hotspot about 5 more times while that interview was playing, and I think I might have just found a sweet spot. We are underway. Another big thank you to Melissa Hill, who is joining us on the camera tonight, the mother of Chase Hill. We are underway. Collinsville is the road team here tonight. They have on the dark purple jerseys, got a little black trim above the shoulders, and little white trim around that. White numbers on the fronts and the backs of their jerseys. O'Fallon, they are the home team. They are all in white except for their shorts or pants or whatever you want to call those. Hockey pants. Hockey shorts. They're white, and they have the numbers in gold, and we are underway. We'll give you some starters as we go along here. First, for O'Fallon, your wingers are Maxwell Jack Thuber and Grant Rea. Your defensemen are Abram Turner and Matthew Ecker, and your centerman is Colin Garin. And in goal for the Panthers tonight is Logan Ham. Not sure if he played any games at all tonight. They only have one final on the Mississippi Valley Club Hockey Association's website, and he does not have any stats for that one game, so not sure if he was involved in the other 2 games or not. For Collinsville, your wingers are Samuel Klein and Landon Mosby. Klein on the left side, Mosby on the right. Your defensemen are our pregame guest, Benjamin Klein, and Anthony Kittstein, and your centerman is Trevor Parker. And in goal tonight, getting his first start of the year on the varsity side, is Miles Hayden. Miles has played 6 JV games on the year. He has 216 minutes. He has won 2 and lost 4. He has given up 24 goals and made 122 saves. He has, that's a lot of saves, by the way, a 4.00 goals against average and a save percentage right around 87%. Collinsville with the puck. Here is Owen Stennett. Stennett comes in over on the left wing, takes a shot. That goes wide. As we are underway here, we are the second game of the night. The first game was between Belleville and Alton. Belleville won that one by a final score of 4-1. They outshot the Redbirds, did Belleville, 43-14 in that contest. That's a big, wide margin there. That one goes right in through the slot area in front of the crease, and Collinsville will send it on out. And back to pick it up is Kanan Davidson for O'Fallon. They bring it through the neutral zone, and a nice job there by Nolan Duffy to lodge that puck free, and then Duffy pays for it as he gets taken down from behind. Collinsville ends up with the puck anyway as Anthony Kittstein gets it back into the neutral zone. Then he tries to power his way forward. Then him and Klein run into each other. That's Samuel Klein, and then that left the puck there for O'Fallon to just go ahead and pick it up. Collinsville has not had very much luck against these Panthers over the last few years. Collinsville comes in. They lost 4 games. They played 4 times last year, these two teams did. Collinsville lost all 4 of them. And in the process, the Panthers outscored Collinsville in those 4 wins, 26-5. The last 9 games over the last 2 seasons, O'Fallon has outscored Collinsville 71-13 in that time. These two teams met in the playoffs just once since 2015. That was the 2024 quarterfinals. O'Fallon swept Collinsville 2-0. They had wins of 7-0 and 10-1. The last tie, by the way, was 5-5. That took place in the 2022-2023 season as O'Fallon flies up the ice, but that's shoved aside by Kittstein. And Collinsville goes back to work. Here's our pregame Gus Klein. He sends over a nice pass, and up against the wall it goes. David Hearn had a nice backhand shot, and I believe the goalie Ham stopped that one right over by that near or far side post. Now the puck poked 3, and trying to chase it down is O'Fallon, but getting there beforehand is Benjamin Kittstein. Got a couple of Benjamins on this team. They get it up to Klein. Klein will send it all the way across the way to Hearn. Hearn will cross over the center red line. He'll head to the bench for a change. That puck will go all the way around the bench. Last win for Collinsville over O'Fallon was the final season of former head coach Ryan Shea, a 5-3 win. That took place in January of 2022. Collinsville got another win in the pandemic season when Collinsville only played 5 games that year, and they beat O'Fallon by a score of 7-2. And O'Fallon overall since 2015 is 15-5-2 versus the Collinsville Kahawks. So that means we're due, right? That's what I'm going to look at it as. We are due. Over on the far side, that one's picked up by Landon Mosby. Mosby over in the face-off circle, does a little reverse action, sends it over into the far side corner, and to the near side corner it goes. Sutton, he kind of didn't get onto the puck fast enough and lost that battle. And O'Fallon, they'll bring it back up ice the other way. Here is Turner. Turner cuts in right in the middle, trying to split the defense. Nice little poke check there by Showmaker. And O'Fallon, they'll continue to have the puck in the Collinsville end, breaking out and looking for a shot and a save by Miles Hayden. And the rebound gathered around there by Showmaker. Showmaker gets it out into the neutral zone. Here once again is Owen Stennett. Stennett will send it up, and that's shoved aside by Ham. Into the corner it goes. Mosby trying to track it down. He can't. Kittstein at the blue line can't keep it in either. And then a loose puck. And O'Fallon just sweeps right into the Collinsville zone, and Kittstein will go back to handle it back behind his own net. 8:42 left to play here in this opening period. O'Fallon right now out shooting Collinsville 3-1. Brad Kauplash, he has the night off. Him and his wife are on the road right now heading to Minnesota to take part in the christening of one of the godchildren for Brad. So we hope we'll have him back next week. And we got a couple of games coming up next week as well. I know Monday night we have a game. After that, I got a season opening basketball game. Lady Kahawks will tip off on Tuesday from Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium against Cahokia. So we'll have that game for you. There's a nice play by Parker He dislodged the puck, and now he'll go chase it down over into the near side corner. He'll swing it around to the far side. Nolan Duffy with it. Duffy couldn't control it, then lost the puck. Tries to go after it. Got there just at the same time one of the O'Fallon players did. And then it's kind of stuck over there in that corner. Parker trying to dig it out. He does, but then it hits a skate. Back to the blue line it goes, and then it comes out as Chase Hill was unable to keep it in. Nolan Duffy finds it off the bank shot, off of the boards, comes into the slot, and then gets dislodged from the puck. Back to the blue line it goes. Simmons couldn't keep it in. Loose puck, tracked down by Collinsville. Back to the neutral zone it goes. Simmons knocks it away. Lewis trying to find it. He can't. And then it'll take a little ride over onto the far side, and then a tip out front that goes wide of this near side post off of the stick of Nicholas Sherman. Here comes Lewis. Lewis across the line for Collinsville. That one goes wide, far side post, just past the stick of Ham. And O'Fallon will handle the rebound and bring it all the way back out. Up into the slot, a shot, and that one fluttered for a while before Hayden finally found the handle on it and held on to it for a save. 7:01 left to play here in this opening period between Collinsville and O'Fallon. Face off over onto the left side of Hayden, and that is won by O'Fallon. They tried to chase it down but couldn't catch up with it, so Collinsville will get it and send it back, but not out. Nice job by Rogers for O'Fallon to keep that puck in. In through the neutral zone it goes. Here is David Hearn. Hearn will backhand it all the way down deep, and behind the goal it goes, belonging to Ham. Collinsville trying to wrestle it away and get a shot on goal. Nice, I was going to say nice keeping by Showmaker, but he gloved it down, and then when he dropped it, it hit something and went across the blue line, so everybody had to vacate. And now here is Wallace for O'Fallon, going back behind his own net. Over here in this near corner now, comes out to the blue line. Kitstein keeps it in, trying to find Klein. Benjamin, he's got a player pinched against the boards along with the puck, but a little help arrives for O'Fallon, and they'll send the puck all the way down the ice. They're going to wave off icing, saying that was tipped. So Kitstein will go down and pick it up, and he'll swing it all the way around. Then he gets taken off the puck, and here is Shelton. Shelton had a little company, frees a crowd over there for the Collinsville Kahawks as they had 3 guys on him, and now Owen Stennett will poke the puck back into the neutral zone, trying to fend off a little hold of the stick there by the defenseman for O'Fallon, but it wasn't called. Here is Shelton for O'Fallon. He'll come in across the blue line. He loses control of the puck. Kitstein will send it around the boards, but not out, as that puck heads back in the other direction and ends up back behind the Collinsville goal. And a shot by Showmaker, or a pass that was trying to get it up the boards to Simmons, but that didn't work, and then Miles Hayden will just cover it up, and we'll save it for another day. 5:27 left to play here in this opening period. O'Fallon out shooting Collinsville right now 5-1, but the most important numbers on the scoreboard, both in red, a 0 on one side and a 0 on the other. That would be the goals scored. Face-off over on the right side, face-off circle. That is Owen Stennett versus Luke Shelton. Stennett actually won that face-off, got the puck on the boards first, but Collinsville wasn't there to clean it up. And O'Fallon will take over once again in the Collinsville zone until that puck was poked away nicely there by Carter Simmons. Gets the puck up to Stennett. Stennett comes in. He's got Sutton over his shoulder. Shot and a save by Ham, and that one flies over the netting and all the way up into the rafters, and then it comes down back over behind the corner over here where the locker room door for the women's hockey team from McKendree is located. Glad that you're with us here on the Kahok Sports Network. We are hockey heavy usually in November as we wait for bowling and basketball to get underway. There's a shot to goal, and Collinsville will take the lead on a goal by Samuel Klein. How about that? 4:57 of the first period. 1-0 Collinsville. That was a nice shot, man. Had a little height on it, so goaltender went low. Ham went low, puck went high. Collinsville takes a 1-0 lead here. That is the first goal of the year, scored by the freshman Samuel Klein. So we got to interview his brother, and what do you know? Younger brother scores the first goal of the game. 1-0 in favor of Collinsville. Oh, there's a big hit over on the far side. Mostly got Wall. That puck gets away and ends up behind the net after O'Fallon stayed with it and got a pretty decent shot off. And that one goes right through the blue paint, and then a backhand try and a sprawling save by Miles Hayden, and now we're going to have a whistle on the play. That one, I think, went up and hit the netting, so they blew the whistle. Collinsville, that was only their second shot on goal, and they found pay dirt. Face-off again will come out to Hayden's left. Collinsville sends it back to the blue line, but not out. Back behind the net, and they send one up front, and that one comes all the way out to the blue line. Turner, he'll fire it off the walls, trying to get a little bit of help from his buddy, but that didn't work. And they're going to wave off icing. That one probably won't make it that far anyway. And then it's touched up by O'Fallon before it reaches the red line. Anyway, turnover to Parker. Parker back behind the goal. Comes all the way out the other side into the right face-off circle. Sends it over to the blue line for Schomacher. Schomacher sends the puck up to Mosby. Mosby trying to send it over to Nolan Duffy, but a little bit of a blocker in his way there by O'Fallon, and that puck comes bouncing out. And trying to get it out, but couldn't do so, and another save by Hayden. Back behind the net it goes. Trying to sweep it around are the O'Fallon Panthers. Collinsville will get there first. Trevor Parker will send the puck all the way down the ice. Mosby trying to get there first, but it's going to cross the line, and that will be an icing call. Well, they are with us here on the Kahok Sports Network, our final game of the week. We have hockey for you Monday night coming from the RP Lumber Center. And then we have the season opener of the girls' basketball season, as Collinsville will take on Cahokia from Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. So we have a little bit of a busy week next week. A loose puck into the neutral zone. Collinsville will pick it up as it goes back into the Kahawk zone, and trying to send it back to neutral ice, and successful in that attempt was Klein. That would be Ben Klein. And then Hearn gets taken off the puck. Goes back behind the O'Fallon net. O'Fallon, they emerge with it. Send it deep into the Collinsville zone. Taking a little ride around the park here with it is Turner. Turner in the high slot takes a shot. That one blocked out. And then it ends up hitting, I believe, that was Klein. No, Kitstein right in the chest. After that was tipped. Oh, and a pass to Klein, and Klein overskated it. That was Benjamin Klein. We got two Kitsteins, two Kleins. We got to be on my P's and Q's here, and that one will go into the netting after a save by Miles Hayden. 2:23 to play here in this first period. Collinsville goes up 1-0 on the first goal of the year by Samuel Klein. I'm still dealing with the after effects of the crud that's going around, and one of those after effects is the nose area. Kind of hard to speak. Into the corner it goes. Felker, that would be Gus Felker. He'll take it all the way through, and he splits the defense, and he puts in a backhander, and we are tied at 1. .156 left to play here in this first. And the face-off won by Collinsville. Here is Stennett. We're down to the final 150 left to go. Now we're going to have a penalty coming up, as I believe that was Colin Garon who held Collinsville's Owen Stennett as Stennett was entering the zone. That's a hooking call. So he hooked him on his hip and prevented him from moving forward. So Collinsville is going to get the first power play of this game. It comes with 1:43 left to play here in this opening period. Face-off will be on the stick side of Ham, and Collinsville tried to win that one. Doesn't matter anyway. Collinsville will take it at the blue line for Schomacher. Schomacher will send it back behind the O'Fallon net, goes all the way around. Kitstein over at the wall will save it. Here is Stennett. Stennett, he'll take a shot, but that's banked. And then a shot right on and a save by Ham. As that shot by Stennett hit one of the O'Fallon players right in the backside, and it came right out for Evan Sutton. And Sutton took a shot, and that was right into the breadbasket there of Logan Ham. Face-off over in the left face-off circle once again. 1:25 left to play here in this opening period. 1-1 contest here early on. Here is Kitstein. That is Anthony Kitstein. Kitstein will send it back up behind the net. Nolan Duffy trying to track it down. He can't. Comes out to Stennett. Stennett, he'll try to cross-ice pass, but that hits the skates of the defenseman over there for O'Fallon. And now the puck frozen up against the wall. O'Fallon trying to come in and lodge it free. Collinsville got a couple of players in there as well, as they are just jockeying for position over there and trying to find a way to squeeze that puck on out. Collinsville finally gets it out, but unfortunately it finds the stick of one of the O'Fallon players. They'll send it all the way down the ice to relieve some of that power play pressure. 1 minute to go in the 2-minute minor to O'Fallon. 40 seconds to go here in this first period. 1-1 contest thus far. Collinsville still on the power play, and O'Fallon will get it, and they'll send it all the way back down the ice once again. Owen Stennett is there. 30 seconds to play here in this first period. Stennett races around one defender, comes through the neutral zone, crosses into the blue line, and gets the puck poked off of his stick. The O'Fallon player lost his stick in the process and kicked the puck out to the blue line, but Collinsville could keep it in. Sutton trying to help out. Here's Kitstein. He'll throw one toward the net. That trickles on around the other side. Final 5 seconds left to go here in this first period. That one stays in. And here's a chance at the buzzer. Sutton with a shot. Oh, good. And that'll end the first period. And boy, that was a fun first period. Each team with a goal. And we will head to the second period. Collinsville will still have 17 seconds left to go on their man advantage, and we'll be back to tell you all about it when we come back from a timeout here on the Kahok Sports Network.
All Pro Tees in Caseyville is your place for custom apparel and has been for over 20 years now. Why? All Pro Tees can handle any size project, big or small, and they specialize in large group orders. At All Pro Tees, quality is number one on their list of priorities, as is evident by their excellent service staff. Did we mention All Pro Tees has over 20 years of experience? They can even help with fundraisers and event merchandising for your group. And of course, All Pro Tees is your destination for everything Collinsville Kahawks. So for all of your apparel needs, for civic groups, sports teams, business outings, or even a family reunion, your apparel needs stop at All Pro Tees. All Pro Tees in Caseyville at 2240 South Morrison Avenue. Online at allprotees.com. Right across the street from Kahawk Stadium. All Pro Tees, 618-344-2200.
Once again, we welcome you back here to the McKendree Recplex in O'Fallon. Home ice for these O'Fallon Panthers, and it is a home game for them. They are looking for their fourth win in as many games. Collinsville trying to secure their first win. Tough task against this very good O'Fallon team. Collinsville still has 17 seconds left to go with the man advantage. Miles Hayden now in goal to your right, and Logan Ham in goal to your left. A shorthanded try and a goal on a little sweeper by Grant Ray. And O'Fallon takes the lead on a shorthanded goal. Just 10 seconds into the second. And a shorty at that. So O'Fallon will go up by a score of 2-1. I didn't put that first one on there, did I? Just now noticed that. Lots of moving parts up here, kids. Power play is over. Collinsville got about 3 shots on goal on that power play, but nothing to show for it, and O'Fallon ends up with a shorthanded goal. And Collinsville trying to track the puck down over in the corner. Lewis, he played the man and not the puck, so the puck kind of trickles away. O'Fallon gets it, and they'll send it all the way back to the blue line and then out. That jumped over the stick of Chase Hill, And now Hill will go back to chase it himself as he gets bumped into on the walls. And then a turnaround shot over on the far post. Never found the spot. And here is Owen Stennett. But Stennett getting checked from behind, plus had 2 more defenders waiting for him. And the puck still pops free. Sutton gets a hold of it. Sutton in front, turns around, takes a shot. That one goes high and wide. And it comes out to this near side. Trying to pick it up there is Klein. That is Samuel Klein. He has the only goal right now for Collinsville. Kahawks trail this contest 2-1. Yep. Well, I'll get that right here one of these days. I was trying to write down the shots on goal. I put them in the wrong sides. Here is another shot. That one's tipped into the netting, and that'll stop the clock. So in that first period, O'Fallon outshot Collinsville 10-5. And the only shot on goal so far here in this second period was a goal. A shorthanded goal scored by O'Fallon. Nolan Duffy just left the ice, went through the doors over there in that far side corner and back to the locker room. Not sure what's going on with him. Hopefully he'll be back a little later. As the puck ends up over here in this near side corner. Through the neutral zone it goes. O'Fallon on the move once again. Here is Sherman. Sherman over into the corner, can't continue, and then he'll get ridden from behind there by one of the Kahawk players, and a puck comes out front. Luckily for Collinsville, Anthony Kittstein was there, but not cleared, and that one will be sent right back over to that same corner. Up against the dasher boards over on the far side. Collinsville trying to get it out, and unfortunately, Kittstein had his stick held just a little bit. Referee didn't see it, or else he would have called it. Now Sutton on his side of the red line, but they're going to wave off icing. They'll send it down, and here is Owen Stennett. Stennett trying to turn it around and give it over to Benjamin Kittstein over there on that blue line, but couldn't find him. And now the other Kittstein, Anthony, will send the puck up, but O'Fallon will intercept. They'll send it all the way back down, and into the zone it goes again. Showmaker will go back behind his net to collect it. He'll send it around the board. Sutton tried to play it, but it jumped over his stick. And then he tried to go through the legs of one of the O'Fallon players. I believe that was Turner. And into the high slot, a shot taken. And that one has a weird angle, and it ends up into the net. And I think it might have went in off of Showmaker. So we'll have to see who they're going to give this one to. But at any rate, O'Fallon is going to go up by a score of 3-1. We'll have to listen to who they give this goal to. Johnny Reed, they're going to give that goal to. So O'Fallon got back-to-back goals by number 88 and number 89. They're going in numerical order here. Would that mean that number 91 is going to get the goal next? I don't know. Let's hope not. Saved by Miles Hayden. And the face-off will come out to the right of young Mr. Hayden. Comes all the way out. O'Fallon wins it. They'll send it back toward the net, but that gets deflected wide over on the far side post. O'Fallon stays with it, though, and it jumps over the stick of one of the forwards for the Panthers, and Collinsville will check it down, and they'll get it out of the zone just in front of the O'Fallon bench. O'Fallon, they'll take it back behind their own net. Over onto the far side, and working it through the neutral zone is Rhea, who just scored the go-ahead goal to give them a 2-1 lead on the Collinsville power play. So that shorthanded goal gave O'Fallon a lead, and just about 3 minutes later, they score again. There's a turnover. Collinsville trying to track it down. Here is Kittstein. Kittstein turns around, fires it into the crease area, and that is where David Hearn was, but Hearn was unable to get a shot off, and then on his backside ended up Benjamin Kittstein. O'Fallon fighting for it again. Collinsville finds it. Here is Hearn. Hearn will sweep it all the way over here in front of the O'Fallon bench. Takes a bounce off the boards toward the center ice circle, but O'Fallon, they stay with it. And here is Rhea once again. That one goes a little high on the glove side of Miles Hayden. That looked like it came out of the zone to me. That should have been an offside call, but Collinsville will sweep it away. Let's hope they can get it on out of there and not have to pay the price for something that shouldn't be happening in the first place. Off of the boards, Hill. He'll send it up, but not out. It'll go right back into the corner that Hill shot it from, and it'll squeak out to the other side after going back behind the net. Hill gets taken off the puck, but he stays with it, and then turns the puck over. A bad bounce right in front. That one goes off the crossbar, and then it hits Miles Hayden in the back and goes in. That one scored by Nicholas Sherman. And O'Fallon has scored 4 goals in a row here after Collinsville took the 1-0 lead. That was unfortunate. That shot hit the crossbar, and then when it bounced off the crossbar, it hit Miles Hayden right in the back, and it rolled down his backhand into the goal. Unfortunate set of circumstances there. Collinsville have to fight back again. Out to the high right face-off circle area. They send it over to the left side. Here on the near side. Up against the wall. Sutton has it. It comes loose. Mosby trying to track it down. And roll all the way around the dasher boards. And over on the far side, Anthony Kittstein trying to track it down. The puck comes loose. He can't get it. O'Fallon does. And they break out once again. Here is Turner. Turner couldn't keep it going as that puck was dislodged there by Owen Stennett. And now Shelton with it at the blue line. He'll take a shot, but that hits one of the Kahawks right in the skate and comes right back to Shelton. And O'Fallon stays with it once again. Over here in this near side corner, Reed trying to battle it out over there with Schomacher. And then it pops out. Over into the far side circle it goes, and then it'll squeak across the blue line and back to the neutral zone. And O'Fallon will have to regroup. Collinsville trying to find the handle on the puck, give themselves some offensive opportunity here. 4-1 in favor of O'Fallon. 7:35 to play here in this second period. Collinsville being outshot 15-5 and down on the scoreboard 4-1. Collinsville breaking out. They got Sutton. Sutton comes in but couldn't control the puck well enough to get a good shot in. That one comes right back in front off of the glass. But for Collinsville's unfortunality, one of the O'Fallon players was there to sweep it away. Man, if Collinsville would have had a player standing there, that would have been an easy poke home. That one just goes past the far side post and rustled away over there by Anthony Kittstein. Kittstein couldn't continue forward. O'Fallon intercepts. Collinsville will find it. They'll break out once again. They've got a 3-on-2 opportunity here. Here is Stennett. Stennett will leave it onto the stick and a shot. That one never made it through, and then it just stays out in front for a minute. That was Sutton who shot that, and I think one of the O'Fallon players might have got a stick on it at the last second to slow that puck down. And that allowed Ham to break out of that blue paint and come out and pounce on that puck. 6:46 left to play here in the second period. 4-1 in favor of O'Fallon. Face-off over here in the near side face-off circle. Won by Collinsville to go back behind the O'Fallon goal. Trying to stay with it is Sutton, or excuse me, that is Ethan Lewis. And then it comes out to Kittstein. Kittstein and tries to get it back over to Lewis, and then that puck popped off of 2 sticks and straight up into the air. And here is Rea. Rea lost control of the puck on a nice slide by Chase Hill to dislodge it at the last moment. It comes all the way back out and ends up into the O'Fallon zone. Collinsville gets there first. Duffy, who's out in the locker room, he sweeps it behind him with a little nice backhand pass to Ben Kittstein, and Kittstein's shot was gloved down by Ham. I'm guessing for Duffy it was an equipment problem. .6:15 left to play here in this second period. 4-1 in favor of O'Fallon. Face-off will come into the far face-off dot. And won by Collinsville. They got it past the O'Fallon player on that face-off, but there wasn't anybody back there to pick it up for the Kahawks. Oh, there's a turnover. And in all alone. And a shot. And he couldn't do the old toe drag and finish up with it. So Collinsville will intercept. And here is Nolan Duffy. Duffy comes in over on this left side. Tries to hop, skip, and a jump past a couple of players. He was like triple teamed over there. And then it comes out for O'Fallon. They bring it into the neutral zone. 5:45 to play here in this second period. Banked off the boards. Lewis, he'll try to track it down, but it ends up jumping over his stick. O'Fallon, they'll find it, and then it ends up going into the O'Fallon bench. So the faceoff will come to the left of Miles Hayden. Into this near faceoff dot. And that one was won by O'Fallon. It comes all the way back to Sova at the blue line. And he took a shot on goal, but I don't think it ever quite made it there. Collinsville, they break out. They had an opportunity for a little 2-on-2 action, but couldn't continue. And then Kittstein will overskate the puck. And back into the neutral zone it goes. Reed trying to carry it in. Collinsville, Schomacher there to poke it away. And then O'Fallon finds a way to get it into the zone anyway. Collinsville trying to send it out. Sends it back to the blue line. And a couple of saves by Hayden. Now there's a scrum in the front. Loose puck comes and a little backhand no-look shot there by O'Fallon. And then a falling down Van Dorn. Couldn't control it. Collinsville got a hold of it, but that didn't last very long. Into the neutral zone. Here comes Reed. 3-on-2 for O'Fallon. Reed trying to poke it over this way for his buddy, but it never did make it. Collinsville trying to poke it out. They finally do. Trevor Parker gets it back over toward the red line. Comes back in, and Schomacher, he'll send it over to Kittstein. Kittstein will send it over to Stennett. Stennett, high slot, takes a shot. That goes wide onto the stick side of Ham. Into the corner. Waiting in the slot there was Stennett, and couldn't quite find the reach. And then Kittstein gets a little hook from behind, but no call on that play. And now O'Fallon breaks it in once again. Over into the far side circle. That is Jack Thuber. Back to the blue line it goes. Swung back in. Jack Thuber at it again. He'll send it back behind the net from one side, the far side to the near side. Klein gets there. Loose puck. Collinsville trying to sweep it out of there, but that hit the skates of Sam Klein and stays into the zone. So Collinsville trying to clear it out, just can't do it until Miles Hayden will cover up on the puck. And that'll stop the clock with 3:40 left to play here in the second period. 4-1 in favor of O'Fallon. Collinsville got the first goal of the game with just about 5 minutes to play in the first period on a first goal of the year by freshman Samuel Klein, but O'Fallon has scored 4 unanswered goals. One of those a shorthanded goal. Goes back behind the Collinsville net, stopped into the skates of Hill, and then a shot from point blank range, saved by Miles Hayden. That was a blast and a half there from Nicholas Sherman. And now O'Fallon with it back behind the Collinsville net. Ever so dangerous are the O'Fallon Panthers. They handed Edwardsville their only loss last year. And 2 years in a row, these O'Fallon Panthers have made it into the Mississippi Valley Club Hockey Association Finals, and both years Edwardsville has swept them right out. Edwardsville Tigers, back-to-back defending champs. Before that, Granite City had won 2 cups in a row. That shot almost made it through to Miles Hayden, but it was stopped by a couple of skates. Now a return shot. Glove down by Hayden, and then he'll smother it up just as he was getting whacked on in there in front of the crease. That was Colby Wallace that was doing the whacking over there. And I don't know why this faceoff's going to come all the way back down to the other end. Huh. Well, I'm not going to complain. I kind of like it. But it's not going to stay there for very long. O'Fallon, they'll break out. Here is a shot and a save. Off of the shot there by Engfer. Hayden shoves it into the corner. And now it comes out, and a turnaround shot right at the blue line by Turner. Missed the mark. Another turnaround shot, and Hayden will swallow that one up over on the far post. Clock stop with 2:34 left to play here in the second period. 4-1 in favor of O'Fallon. Panthers out shooting the Kahawks 19-8. That one gonna hit David Hearn right in the skate, and you heard that thud, probably got him right around the ankle area. Hearn stays with it, tries to anyway, and O'Fallon will take over right below our location. Couldn't even see the puck in where it was located up against the boards here, right in front of the penalty boxes. And O'Fallon going back to work. They shove one up front, right through the crease it goes. Into the corner, a couple of bodies collide. Showmaker goes down. We're gonna have a penalty called. This one looks like it's going to go against O'Fallon. So Collinsville is going to get their second power play of this game. And the penalty is going to belong to Williams. He goes in with his hands held up like he doesn't know what he did wrong. But Xavier Williams is in the penalty box for a 2-minute minor. I didn't even see the hand signal called. 2 minutes for roughing. Okay. There's a shot, and that one goes high and wide off the high glass. And that was a blistering shot, too. Comes back out. Collinsville stays with it, and another shot, and that one's high and wide. Comes all the way out to this side. Here is Schomacher. Schomacher will send it over into the near side corner, and then it comes right back out to Schomacher. Schomacher will send it back up once again. Now Stennett trying to wrestle it away. He's been double-teamed. Schomacher will pinch in to help out. And right at the end of the Kahawk bench, still unable to dig that puck out. Got 4 guys going after the same piece of rubber, and neither one of them to dig it out of there. We're down to the final 85 seconds left to play here in this second period, and another penalty coming up as Enkfer is going to be sent off for tripping Owen Stennett. So Collinsville is going to get a 5-on-3, and they're going to have that for 1:15, and there's 1:19 left to go here in this second period. So prime opportunity here for Collinsville to get one of these goals back. Let's see if they can oblige. Engfer goes off for tripping. Williams already in for roughing, and Collinsville will have a 5-on-3 for almost 1:15 seconds. And the first thing that happens is O'Fallon wins the faceoff, and they'll send it all the way back down the ice. So here come the Kahawks trying to break it out. Up by 2. Up by 2 men, that is, not by 2 goals. Here is Sutton. Sutton gets pushed off of the puck into the boards. O'Fallon will get it and send it all the way back down the ice. Collinsville needs to be a little bit more patient here, trying to set up this power play. And here comes Sutton. Sutton across the blue line into the faceoff circle. He'll send it back to the blue line to Stennett. Stennett trying to eye things, gives it back to Sutton. Sutton tries to send it back over to Stennett, but that's off of the skates of one of the O'Fallon players, and it comes all the way around to Klein. Here is our pregame guest, Klein, with a shot, and that's shoved aside by Ham. Stennett, he'll try to poke it forward to keep it going into the zone. 20 seconds left to go here in this second period. Here is Stennett and a wide open Duffy, and he couldn't find the back of the net. It ends up going wide. It goes right behind Ham, but it goes wide of that far side post, comes down again, and that one's going to float all the way down, and that's going to do it for period number 2 and the 2-man advantage. Collinsville will still have 41 seconds of power play time when the third period gets underway, but right now we will head to the second intermission, and we're back with the third period after a timeout here on the Kahawk Sports Network.
We love to have you come work for the city of Collinsville. We have many positions available, from seasonal jobs to full-time opportunities in many of our departments. From police and fire to Gateway Center, Parks and Recreation, and City Hall. Our employees enjoy great benefits like comprehensive medical plans, paid time off, tuition reimbursement, and more. Visit the city's website, collinsvilleil.org, to apply and learn more about working for the city of Collinsville.
Looking for something to get your student involved in? Maybe joining the Collinsville Kahok Trap Team is that something. Created in 2017, the Collinsville Kahok Trap Team has joined a long line of area schools in one of the fastest growing and safest sports in the country. Trap shooting is a fun, team-oriented outdoor sport that offers friendship, competition, and teamwork, all in a safe and fun environment that encourages students to be part of a team in which they will learn valuable skills and are encouraged to engage in community involvement through volunteering and mentoring. If Collinsville Trap sounds like something your student would be interested in, call Collinsville Trap at 618-795-9893 or visit Collinsville Kahok Trap on Facebook. 618-795-9893.
Once again, we welcome you back here to the McKendree Recplex. We're underway here in the third period. Collinsville still has 25 seconds to go on the man advantage. Here is Kitstein trying to bring it down, and he got taken off the puck. It's a 5-on-4 power play now for Collinsville. Here is Turner coming in shorthanded, and that was dislodged by Anthony Kitstein. And then over onto the far side, it comes to the other Kitstein. That would be Benjamin. And that puck ends up going back behind the Collinsville goal. Power play over, so Collinsville is 0 for 3 on the power play, including a 5-on-3 advantage for a minute 15 seconds. And O'Fallon still holding on to that 3-goal lead. O'Fallon comes around into the far face-off circle. Nothing doing there. That puck's going to get away. Is it going to get across the line? Yes, it is. Feldker, who just came out of the penalty box, trying to get pinched up the boards there by Lewis. And O'Fallon will bring it into the neutral zone. O'Fallon, a couple of nice moves there, and a shot and a save by Miles Hayden. O'Fallon out shooting Collinsville in that second period, 4-9 overall, with that shot that's just saved by Miles Hayden. O'Fallon has the advantage in shots on goal, 20-9 over Collinsville. We're just underway here in period number 3. Collinsville's got a lot of work to do and not a lot of time to do it. 3 goals down, and O'Fallon's a tough team to come back and beat. Here is Stennett. Stennett sends it off the boards, trying to lead Sutton with it, but it ends up finding the stick of Feldker instead. But Sutton was right on him and gave him so much pressure that Feldker couldn't do anything with it except keep going forward. And O'Fallon will take it out of their end and bring it into the Collinsville zone. Collinsville intercepts from there. And here comes Evan Sutton. Sutton, he got bumped into the boards, lost the puck in the process. O'Fallon finds it and ends up into the skates of the referee over here in this near side corner. Now back behind his own net. O'Fallon with it. I believe that's Williams. And that was a nice little move there by Feldker right through the legs of the Collinsville defenseman. Now Stennett, he'll get it and he'll backhand it and it'll go into the neutral zone. And O'Fallon will take over. Here is Wallace right in front of his own bench. Wallace will skate it forward. Has a few Kahawks to deal with, and he still manages to get a shot and a goal. How about that? That was some nifty individual work there by Colby Wallace. And O'Fallon with their 5th straight goal after Collinsville took the early lead in this one. And now it is 5-1 in favor of O'Fallon. Five to 1. I don't like the way that sounds. Collinsville has lost back-to-back games by giving up 5 goals. First to Freeburg Waterloo in a 5-2 loss, and then the other night in a 5-3 loss to Triad. Now it's 5-1 here in favor of O'Fallon. There is Hearn. Hearn tries to wrestle the puck away, turn around and sweep it into the zone, but neither one of those things happened. Back behind the net it goes, into the corner. Near side corner, Kitstein and Duffy trying to wrestle it away, but neither one of them could accomplish that feat. And then it's swept to the blue line, but not out. O'Fallon will keep it in. A shot toward the goal, hoping for a tip, but that didn't materialize. And now the O'Fallon Panthers have it up against these near side boards. Here is Kitstein. Kitstein will send it in, but that's going to be an icing call. Kitstein was about 5 strides away from the red line when he let that one go. That'll stop the clock with 10:15 left to play here in this third period. And the faceoff will come out to Hayden's right. Won by O'Fallon. They'll keep it in after it trickled all the way back out to the blue line. And the Kahawks. Owen Stennett. Stennett brings it into the neutral zone. And still with it. And then the puck got knocked away. Another game against Freeburg-Waterloo on Monday. That's at the RP Lumber Center in Edwardsville. 8:15 start. We'll have that game for you as well. Collinsville plays the next night also, but that's the home opener for the Lady Kahawks basketball team, so we will not be able to bring you the Tuesday night game. Simmons has it at the blue line, but didn't get enough juice on it to keep it in. Here is Shelton. Shelton with a shot and a goal. Well, I had to open my mouth about 5 goals in the last 3 games, didn't I? Well, now it's 6. I have another Shelton on this team. No, all right. So that was Luke Shelton. And Collinsville down 6-1 with 8:45 left to play here in this third period. There isn't a game after this one, so normally they wouldn't take time off the clock, but with a 6-1 game, they might. I don't think there's a 10:30 game. And here come the O'Fallon Panthers once again. They'll send it all the way down, and it'll go back behind the net, occupied by Miles Hayden. And then a shot from an off angle hits the side of the net. Kitstein will sweep it out of there, and it finds the stick of Samuel Klein, and it goes all the way back to the neutral zone faceoff circle, and O'Fallon sends it right back in. Up against the far side dasher boards it goes. Blues are off tonight, and they're at home. They will be taking on the Philadelphia Flyers tomorrow after a big win over Calgary on Tuesday night. Here is Sutton. Sutton tried to go forehand, backhand, but the backhand part almost ended up going all the way back to the blue line, and the only thing that stopped it was a pair of skates. O'Fallon, they come in again. Here's a shot that's going to go wide. Schomacher, he'll track it down back behind his own net. Bring it around, and he tries to find Sutton, but Sutton was already moving his head from looking behind him to looking in front of him and never found that loose puck. And then Schomacher with a pass that was intended for Stennett instead finds the stick of Wallace. Wallace will turn around and give it to Van Dorn. Van Dorn, he'll bring it up ice, and it's poked in by Sherman. Sherman over into the far side corner, but Stennett gets there first, and then trying to get it to Schomacher, but comes right back to Stennett. Now Hearn over on the far side boards, tries laying into a body, but mostly missed that one and ended up hip checking the boards. That puck flung all the way around. Here is Felker. Felker over onto the far side, puck going the wrong direction. O'Fallon trying to track it down. 6:45 left to play here in this third period. 6-1 in favor of O'Fallon. Back behind the net it goes, and Felker will backhand it over into the corner. Hearn trying to track it down. Showmaker joins into the scrum, so does Stennett. And it's O'Fallon that comes out of the scrum possessing the puck. They'll bring it all the way down and shoot it all the way around the net. Comes out the other side. Sherman, he'll throw it back towards the net, but it ends up going behind it anyway. And now Stennett tries to get the puck out of there, but it ends up being blocked by a stick belonging to O'Fallon. And now Schomacher will send it into the neutral zone, trying to find Hearn. But Hearn was busy being checked right off of that puck. Comes into the O'Fallon zone. Collinsville trying to track it down. They can't. Comes back into the neutral zone. And the Kahawks, with a couple of fresh players just off of the bench, found that puck first and will send it back down. 5:45 to play here in this third period. 6-1 in favor of O'Fallon. Shot and a save by Miles Hayden. And that one's picked up by Landon Mosby. Into the faceoff circle here, belonging to the McKendree Bearcats. This is their home ice. McKendree over in Lebanon, not very far from here. Right down the road, right down Highway 50. Got to go past the swamps, the cattails. Well, they used to be out there anyway. A bunch of lily pads as well. I remember a few years ago it was so dry around here that didn't have any water in it whatsoever. Here is Collinsville. Owen Stennett from above the faceoff circle. He'll sweep it all the way around the boards into this near side circle, or excuse me, near side corner. Mosby, he gets taken down, man. I tell you what, Matthew Ecker probably outweighs him by about 40 pounds and probably has about 5 inches of height on Mosby. That couldn't have felt good. 4:35 left to play. Here is Williams with a little breakaway. He'll deke and he'll get tripped up over the stick of Miles Hayden. No call on that one. Hayden was just playing the puck. And now the puck will end up going back behind the net. Here is Williams. Williams will send it back. Collinsville will collect it. And Chase Hill, the son of our camera person tonight, Melissa Hill, sends it all the way back down. Here is Sutton with a nice move. Sutton puts a shot on the goal. And now we're going to have a penalty as Sutton runs right into Ham. And Ham laying inside the goal as that goal got knocked off its moorings. Collinsville has not committed a penalty in this game, but I have a feeling that's going to be one right there. And Sutton is going to go off. Sutton left his stick on the ice as well. And I really don't have any idea what happened to the stick. Well, O'Fallon, they were nice enough to bring it back over to their bench. And then Wallace tries handing it to Kitstein and then dropped it right as Kitstein was reaching out for it. Well, Kitstein gives it to Sutton. And with 4:03 left, O'Fallon's going to have their first power play. Did I just hear him say they're going to give him a 10-minute game misconduct as well? They are. Sutton's going to have to go to the locker room. Lewis is going to come in and sit in the penalty box. Well, Sutton's not going to the locker room. So if I heard that correctly, Sutton is not going to be available for the game on Monday against Freeburg-Waterloo. Collinsville, they called a timeout. We'll take a quick timeout as well, just a 30-second timeout. And we're back here in just a moment on the Kahok Sports Network.
Pack Mail of Collinsville, locally owned and operated by Ryan Combs. Pack Mail can ship anything, anywhere. They treat you like a neighbor because, well, you are a neighbor. Pack Mail offers shipping materials and containers, private mailboxes, as well as climate-controlled self-storage. Visit Pack Mail at 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville. Online, WeShipStLouis.com or call Pack Mail at 346-4884.
Well, it has been confirmed. Evan Sutton with a game misconduct. So Sutton will not be available for the game against Freeburg-Waterloo on Monday. And man, you need all your horses for those games. We didn't have Owen Stennett in that first game against Freeburg-Waterloo. And that hurt. Collinsville had a chance to, well, they were on their way to a tie before the misplayed puck went into the net. And then a couple of empty net goals by the Raging Bulldogs. Kind of helps things. So O'Fallon's on their first power play of this game. Kitstein, he'll find the puck and he'll shoot it back through the neutral zone. We're down to 3:35 left to play here in this third period. 6-1 in favor of O'Fallon. And here comes Feldker, and he had a head of steam on him, man. He flew down the ice. Leaves it in the high slot back by the blue line, and then a little bit of a misplay there as somebody blew a tire. O'Fallon stays with it, though. They have the man advantage. Still trying to figure things out and get something set up. Here is Turner. Turner banks it off the boards. Back over for Guerin. Guerin being bothered over there by Kitstein. That would be Anthony. And then in front it goes. Miles Hayden, I think he's got it frozen, and finally the referee blows the whistle. Hayden was kind of over there on that far side post, not moving. So I figured he must have had the puck frozen or in the glove or under a piece of equipment or something. Finally, the referee blew the whistle. 2:46 left to play here in this third period. And back out to Ecker. Ecker at the blue line and almost hopped over the stick, but there is Feldker again, and his shot was partially blocked out by his own player. Over into the corner it goes. Schomacher played the player first instead of the puck, and the puck came loose. Now O'Fallon with it again. They'll send it over here to Ecker. Ecker, he'll wind up, take a shot, and Miles Hayden with the glove save. That'll stop the clock with 2:23 left to play. Collinsville being outshot in this game 28-9. O'Fallon's tough, man. 4 games they played against O'Fallon last year and had a hard time against the Panthers, and I think 3 of those games. Collinsville will send the puck out. Just 12 seconds left to go on the man advantage here for the O'Fallon Panthers. So Collinsville almost killing off this penalty here, and it looks as if they will, as that puck will come all the way back to the red line. Schomacher will send it right back to where it came from. Power play over. So O'Fallon, they didn't score on their power play, and we are down to the final 2 minutes left to play here in this one. 6-1 in favor of O'Fallon. Chase Hill tries to slap the puck up ice, but it just popped straight up instead. Now Lewis will track down the loose puck, and he'll skate right in front of his own bench and then bank it off the boards right past the skates of Stennett. Here's O'Fallon. They find the loose puck and send it up through the neutral zone. Stennett, nice play by Lewis to poke that puck free. And Owen Stennett takes a shot. That's blocked out by the defense. Never did make it to Ham. And then a shot all the way down the ice. We lost some lights up here. That's unfortunate. You know, I don't have one of those cameras that has a big old spotlight on it, so about half the lights up here in the balcony just went away. Face-off won by Collinsville, but then it takes a weird bounce and goes all the way back into the neutral zone, banked off the board. Sherman trying to collect it, and he gets crunched into the boards right in front of the Collinsville bench. And then back to the neutral zone it goes for Turner. Turner will send it off the boards, trying to find his player over there, but instead it goes through his legs, and now we got a rolling puck, but it wouldn't roll out. 1 minute to go here in this contest. That one swept all the way down. They're going to wave off icing, and it was going to go on goal anyway. As we are under a minute to go here, and Collinsville is going to fall to 0-4. O'Fallon is going to improve to 4-0 and live to see another day, and now it's 7-1. Just to add insult to injury, another goal by O'Fallon. That makes it 7-1, and that one scored by Abram Turner. And the 6-goal lead means that the clock is not going to stop now. Doesn't matter, this game was all but over anyway. And the Kahawks, Kitstein trying to track it down. That would be Anthony. Anthony Kittstein, one of 2 freshmen on this team. The other one, Samuel Klein. Another big thank you to Benjamin Klein, joining us in the pregame senior interview. And that is pretty much going to do it. Collinsville loses this one here tonight, 7-1. O'Fallon outshoots the Kahawks 29-10, and that'll take us into the the post-game show, brought to you by Chiropractic Works in Collinsville, owned and operated by Dr. Chris McCluskey. He and his crew are focused on helping as many people as possible live high-quality lives. Thank you very much, Melissa Hill. Through chiropractic care and wellness, you can visit Dr. McCluskey at Chiropractic Works in Collinsville, 410 Regency Center, just off of the Beltline Road in Collinsville. Give them a call at 618-343-3602. We're going to play this Chiropractic Works post-game commercial, and then we're going to come back and wrap things up here as it's already going on. It's after 10 o'clock on a school night. Yours truly has to get up early in the morning to go do the school thing. So, post-game show, brief one, comes your way next on the Kahok Sports Network.
I'd like to introduce you to some incredible new technology we have available here at Chiropractic Works. The machine is known as an Invisired lipolaser machine. The Invisired machine emits a red light and red laser that combine in unison to go through the skin layers into the adipose or fat tissue and cause the cells to go ahead and metabolize themselves. The Invisired technology is the only machine that's FDA approved for fat loss, stimulates collagen and elastin, improves the function of the lymphatic system, boosts metabolism, and increases metabolic response. Typical response after the very first treatment is 1/2 to 2 inches of loss in body measurement. So if you think that this technology could help you accomplish any weight loss or aesthetic goals, we would be glad to have you come in for a consultation, get a first treatment, and experience the amazing benefits that Invisired offers.
And we welcome you back into the brief Chiropractic Works post-game show here on the Kahawk Sports Network. Collinsville loses this one here tonight, 7-1. Kahawks got on the board first on the first goal of the year by the freshman Samuel Klein, but after that, 7 unanswered goals by the O'Fallon Panthers, including a short-handed goal to start off things in the second period when it was just a 1-1 game. That gave them a 2-1 lead, and they never looked back from there, did the O'Fallon Panthers. They scored 3 goals in the second, 3 goals in the third. They outshot Collinsville 29-10 and won this game by a final score of 7-1. Again, a big thank you to Benjamin Klein for joining us in the pregame interview, and another big thank you to Melissa Hill, the second time that she's operated the camera here for us so far here in the early season. And that is going to do it for us. We are back at you Monday. More hockey coming your way. Freeburg, Waterloo, and Collinsville will hook up at the RP Lumber Center. That one's scheduled for an 8:15 start, so we'll be on the air right around 8 o'clock. And until then, my name is Todd Duke. Everyone enjoy the rest of your Thursday and have a fantastic upcoming weekend.